Detective laKomuna, and today I'm going to demo my favorite tool for organizing project work called Trello. Trello is made by Fall Creek Software from New York City. It's been around for a bit, long enough to have caught the attention, especially of its free cost, of companies that are well recognized around the world. So you have companies such as Adobe, TripAdvisor, and Khan Academy and the New York Times that utilize Trello on a day-to-day basis to organize their work. I mentioned that it is free. It is incredibly well organized, and essentially it was a tool that was created by Fog Creek to organize their own workspace, and it caught on, and they decided to make it available to the rest of the world. If you want to know more about the high-level features of Trello, you would click on Tour, and you could see a very, very good breakdown of how Trello can be used to make your life easier, especially when it comes to organizing ideas or organizing project tasks. You can create a board, in this case called kitchen remodeling, and you can add different list types in here and then add different work tasks that you would like to accomplish within those lists. As things get done, you would move the cards from the to-do to the doing to the done pile. There are several activity indicators that you'll see within the cards. You'll see votes, which mean that there has been a preferential participation from one of the members of the board. The board itself will have different members that you can control access to. The card itself could have information such as its checklist of things to do to complete that milestone. It can include images of work that you would like to share with others in order to accelerate the process. You can organize cards by color. You can actually assign a label to each color and then use those colors as visual indicators within your boards. Um, you can put due dates on it. You can add images. You can even insert links to videos. You can upload document files. You have visibility into what other members are working on by seeing those cards, which there are several members assigned to them. You can both work on the cards at the same time. You will have notifications and a stream of information that lets you know what's been happening on the board lately. You can conduct votes from your members so that you can determine which ones are your priorities. Essentially, it's a place that clarifies what needs to be done, who needs to be doing it, and how soon it needs to get taken care of. Now you can create a profile on Trello and you can go ahead and sign in with that profile, or you can also use your Google account and authorize Trello to go ahead and access Google account details. So now I'm logged in. You can see my profile up here and I can go to the boards. Now, Trello, and the reason why the demo itself, or at least the tour page, may not suffice is because there are aspects of Trello that are not intuitive. For example, in order for you to go back to your landing boards page, you would just click on Trello up here. You can search your boards. You have notifications that'll let you know what kind of activity has been occurring on the board. You can click to see which ones are your boards. You can also sort by which organizations you have created. So I have created different organizations so that I can control the visibility of different boards to different members. And if you want to update your profile or have quick links to some of your personal information, then you can go ahead and click on your icon on the top navigation bar to the right. Okay. Now, let's see really quick, for example, a couple of different boards that I had created in the past. So in this case, for example, there's a little bit of a template that I had created. And by the way, you can copy your board. So you can actually go ahead and create another board with an existing board. You can actually create a template and then go ahead and just use it as cookie cutter. In this board, for example, I've left it the way that it originally was intended. It's a Kanban style where you have things that are in the backlog, things that are happening, and things that have already been taken care of. Go back to the boards and take a look here at, um, let's see if Boutique has some activity there. Nope. All right. So one of the most recent boards that I have is a project in Puerto Rico with the United States Green Building Council. Uh, in that project, there is at least two boards. One of them is a mobile application that they have requested, and the other one is a multi-touch installation. But what I've done is I've left the original structure to keep it simple, and I've listed out a series of milestones or a series of tasks that have to be completed within a given amount of time in order to deliver the multi-touch installation. Within here, then, you can see that there is a notification stream on the side, which simplifies for anyone who's been added to the board to see what has been contributed in recent time. You can see that I've assigned two cards to myself. One of them is being blocked, for example. That's the red indicator. It's also shared ownership, so the blue indicator means that it's USGVC, and the yellow indicator means that it's on my plate. The project lead has it right now. Otherwise, what could be happening there is that we could be assigning these tasks to different teams. So one of the things that we wanted to do was to control the visibility in terms of which teams are handling certain tasks, because we're going to be working with some student groups. There's some information here about it already being late in terms of its completion deadline. There are a series of comments that I have included. One of them was a link to a YouTube video that shows the technology that we're going to be using. So you can actually play the video here without leaving Trello. Um, and then another one is a list of statements, or at least a list of objectives that I had wanted to collect and have other members of the board discuss. So it's a place to sort of leave a cookie crumb trail of your activities. So there's a lot that can be done with Trello, and I hope that you will take the time to explore the application. Again, there are many different aspects that still to this day I'm discovering. For example, you have power-ups, which means you can turn on additional extensions like card aging, voting, and calendar. So what that does is it allows for a calendar view of activities. The aspect about aging is not, you cannot see it here because the cards are all still essentially not overdue or past due. So if we want to see some that do have a visual indication of aging, we'll go ahead to the other part of this project. You can see here I haven't assigned any due dates, so you'll see the cards aging and crackled. That just gives me another visual indicator to pay attention to that and to take some action on it. But otherwise, you can see here that I've put in images. I put in a schema, for example. Okay. And in this case, I've even gone ahead and taken some screenshots about an early prototype that I had built. And then I'm also putting in here the HTML5 code that allowed me to go ahead and produce a little bit of a prototype. So use it. Use it. I invite you to find ways of leveraging Trello to make yours and your group's life easier. The fastest thing to do is to have everyone go ahead and just create a Trello profile if everyone is intending to utilize this as an organizational tool, as a standard organizational tool. But otherwise, I would just invite you to request that many of your members acquire a Google account as a simple way of enabling usage of many of these extension applications. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the application.